Hello, it's Sue Coco, your Divine Oracle, and I'm here with a very important message that the universe has for you today. I'm going to be contacting your angel guides, your spirit animal guides. There's a lot of energy coming forward today, and I'm sensing that you're going to be needing some guidance for a situation that's coming up in your life right now. So, we're going to start off with the angel message, angel number. We're going to be starting with your angel numbers, and that'll give us kind of like a direction as to where this reading is going to be going, what kind of will be the major focus, what the angels want you to hear right now and kind of focus on. They're letting you know what is almost like preordained. So your number is 999, spiritual realm, loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. So the energy that's coming forward for this is I'm seeing the tree of life, I'm seeing growth, but also I'm seeing a tree that's shedding its leaves. It's entering winter. This might be like the first time where you have to become comfortable with shedding what no longer belongs to you. I'm seeing it's like this is the tree of life. It's its first winter. So I feel like the energy that I'm getting is that you've in the past have really like held tightly and would hold on to like people and situations that no longer served you and that had left your life, and it's created these wounds in your heart. But I want you to understand that right now you need to be able to let go what doesn't serve you, because it's making space and it's making room for the good that's about to come in. There's kind of like this law of attraction phenomenon, or like theory, where it's like if you really want to be like in a relationship, you need to make room for that person in your life. So, like it could be making room in your closet, or making room when on your, if you're like a skincare girly like me, making room for them in like the bathroom, the vanity, so they have space for whatever skincare products they might need, right? Instead of it all being dominated by you, making a space for them, like this is where they would sleep if the dream partner came along. But really trying to manifest that by taking those actions to create space and to create room for the good that's about to come in. And that's kind of where I want you to focus your attention right now, is to be I'm absolutely like, I'm 100% like one person, like my belief is just be delusional. Be delusional and let yourself go after and get whatever it is you want. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Don't let anyone tell you you're not qualified. Just have that delusional confidence, and a lot of the times you can fake it till you make it. And that's the message that like I need you to hear and implement. Who's going to check you? Like nobody. Who's going to check you, boo? Nobody. Like, and if they do, keep being delusional. Like whatever. What's the loss, right? Like if there's a promotion or there's something big coming into your life that you want, why not you? The other person, I've seen incompetence get rewarded in like the business place. Like it can be you just as easy. It's just having that confidence. And honestly, we got Google, we got ChatGPT. You got questions, go and ask that. Or what's the shame in asking questions if you don't know something? That's the way you learn. So the energy of spiritual growth is what the angels want to bring to your attention right now. And so I'm going to be pulling from the animal spirit deck. And, ooh, you got the Black Egg. So the Black Egg is a card of mystery, of potential. It's incredibly psychically charged and powerful. This is a time in your life when potential is at the core of it. So again, in relation to the angel number we just pulled, that's been saying, oh, you need to be making room, let go of what no longer serves you. When the Black Egg hatches, whatever is to, spring forth, the new life coming from the egg, it's not going to hold on to the shell for dear life and cling to it. It's going to leave that behind, that is in its past, and it'll be this beautiful mythical creature. I'm not calling you a creature, but you know what I mean? Like, spiritually speaking, you're entering this phase of your life where you are breaking out of your old life. You have been bound. Like, that time in that old life you have been living is done. There are going to be circumstances coming in where you're going to need to just simply break through, leave it all behind, leave that mess behind. That's what Spirit is telling me. That is what the universe, God, is channeling to me right now, is leave that mess behind. It doesn't serve you. One of my favorite quotes is, these mountains you are carrying, you are only meant to climb. It's by this Canadian poet, Najwa Zebian. I think I'm saying her name terribly wrong, but I love her writings, and she has such beautiful poetry. Naja Zebian? Anyways, I'm butchering it more, but she has beautiful quotes like that. And when I personally heard that, it was like this release happened for me, where it was like, why am I holding on to this pain, to this turmoil, to all these like negative kind of attributes, all these negative emotions and like memories, when it's not serving me anymore? Also, why am I making things harder for myself? These challenges are here to help me strengthen my muscles, like strengthen me spiritually, so I could be that person I want to be, the person I intend on being. There's the lessons in the climb up the mountain, right? Like, that's kind of the theme that I feel we're getting at with this. So now let's kind of jump right in. I'm reading my tarot cards now. Let me just go and get the spread ready so we can approach this as it needs to be approached. So, first of all, your current situation right now is the Knight of Swords. So, your current situation is, I'm getting somebody who wants to really rush in, take charge, and you want to like go, go, go. You are in a part of your life right now where you are anticipating change, you are wanting change, you're wanting things to quickly move on. It's like you're feeling almost stuck, that you're about to enter. You can sense transformation. I'm getting the energy. You're somebody who's very, very psychically in tune. You're able to really, like, you're very energetically in tune. And this is a psychic ability. You've had this, like, your whole life. You can very, like, it's like you can sense the tremors before they happen. Like, you can feel when a big life pivot or a life change is about to happen. You're very good at like reading and sensing other people's emotions and feelings. Like, you're very intuitively guided. And this is an ability, it's like you might have tried to develop it, but I'm really getting the sense that it's like it just comes so naturally to you. And through meditation, you really could expand your horizons, but that's completely up to you. What I'm saying is, the vision I'm getting is, it's like somebody preparing for war. It's like you see the army on the horizon, and you're sharpening your sword, you're polishing your armor. You don't know when they're going to attack, but you're getting ready. And it's this, like, I know I painted like a grim picture, but you're preparing. It's like you're, the doomsday prepper. They're always ready for doomsday. They've got the bunker. They've gotten those supplies that never expire. Like, you're in preparation because you can feel like your life is about to transform. There's a huge shift coming, and you are getting yourself prepared and ready. And it could even be that you haven't even realized it, because I'm also getting this message and hearing where it's like you're just restless. This restless feeling is that psychic intuition that change is coming, that something big is about to go down, that you can sense upheaval, a complete change. And it's like, change is scary, but this is for your benefit, and almost it is like preordained. This is destined to happen. So whether you want change to come into your life right now, it's like, you know, when like a natural disaster hits, the animals are the first to know. They're so in tune with nature and the environment that they're very like, okay, something's happening. We need to do something. And that's the energy I'm picking up on, especially from you, is you're kind of feeling like, I need to do something. Something's going on. And you're just kind of like running in circles, even energetically. Like you might not physically be doing, but you're feeling exhausted because you can sense something is coming, but you don't know what to do with yourself. You're just at a kind of a loss. So with that, so what is opposing you? What are the challenges you're facing right now? It is death by 1,000 cuts. You got 5 of Swords. Death by 1,000 cuts. There is antagonizing forces and energy, and I'm getting the sense it is both internal and external. You tend to be somebody who's like very, very critical. You expect a lot from yourself, and so you expect a high standard from yourself. And because you have these high standards, there have been people in your life who are like, oh, you are like so critical. You're some like, it rubs them the wrong way, but it's like your perfection and your striving for better irks them. And it's like, you're sitting here thinking like, what do I have to do with you? Like, I'm looking out for myself. I'm trying to, you know, take care of myself and do things to my standard. So why does it bother you that my standard's up here and yours are like down on the ground? Like, why are you bothering? That's like what I'm getting the energy of. These people are just like, you know, like wolves. They're like, they have the dagger behind their back, and it's like they're smiling to your face, but they're like behind, you know, at the water cooler, just talking major smack, like, oh, who does she think she is? My readings are completely gender neutral, but the energy I'm getting is like, you know, it's somebody who's very, very, these are people that are just very catty and, oh, who do you think you are? This terrible energy that it's like, it's super icky. Like, people who are just like that in general, ew, no thank you. But like, and you're somebody who, you just want to mind your own business, and you're like, why are you bothering me? But I'm also like getting the sense that like you're holding your tongue, where you could let them have it, but there's this like kindness and warmth about you, where it's like the worst thing for you is to make somebody feel bad. Like, you don't want to hurt somebody, because you also are, I'm seeing a lot of like empathy from you, where you know, because the presence of the Swords, you're a very quick thinker, you're very good on your toes, and you're able to like come up with something really quick, but you understand like people might not be as quick-witted as you, and like there's this real sense of like justice. Like, you don't want to like this, it's a disgusting feeling to be picking on the weaker man, like to be picking on somebody who you feel you're just so much like, you have been blessed critically thinking and by like having such like a quick-witted and like very like your mind is like your sword, so you're able to like come up with like really like very, very like cutting jabs. And these people, like, if you were to unleash it, it would ruin them. It would like, they would not be able to recover from the tongue lashing you would give them. So there's this real compassion and kindness where you really weigh your words, and it's almost like it's not worth it to like bring them, even you trying to be like spare their feelings, but you say something mean, you know it would destroy them. So rather than doing that, you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore it. So what is it you need to focus on at this time? You need to be taking a real close look at your fears. The Ten of Swords is kind of like the nightmare card. Like, what is the worst that could happen? And these are the monsters that we like push to our subconscious, where it's like there's those things at our core we're afraid of, and they could be things we've carried from our childhood, like abandonment or fear of rejection. These monsters we make in our head, and we ignore them, and we don't face them, and we hide them in the skeletons in our closet we don't face, because we think, okay, when I'm stronger, when I'm more suited for this, that's when I'll deal with it. And that time will never come. You need to be willing to face it where you are, and that's the only way to overcome, but also kind of like live with it. I'm not saying this is something that you're gonna like overcome and haha, I'm self-confident and all my problems are solved now by overcoming this thing. That is not what I'm saying at all. It is that first step for you to be able. It's like we all have our demons. We all have those things like that monkey on our back. We have those things that irk us or make us feel like they're always going to bother us in a sense or in a way. But the first step of overcoming and healing is to face it. You make it more of a monster by hiding it away. When you look at it in the light of day, you can kind of see the flaws, how ridiculous it is, but also almost like when, if it's this mythos of like, there's a monster under my bed, and you build it up to be this thing, and then in the light of day, you look under your bed and you pull out the monster and you realize, like it's a teddy bear. It's like, it's not what it appears to be at night. Like in relation to like symbolism and like symbolic speaking, like in the night, it's that mystery, the unknown, that basic human fear, to fear the dark. And so when we put things in the dark, we intrinsically just like we make these things monsters and bigger than they are. But when in the light of day, it's not scary. It's like, like when you watch a scary movie, in the daytime it's fine, you don't think about it. But then one night comes, you think about that scary scene and it riles you up. But it's your mind that's in the driver's seat. There is no monster chasing you in the house that you saw in that movie. You're safe, you're fine. But your mind is, taking you on a little ride to say, oh, but this was like the scene in that movie where it was really creepy and there was a weird noise and blah, blah, blah. Like that's just an example I'm using. But you need to understand that these fears and all of these like big problems we create for ourselves are created by the mind. So the past and what you're going to be leaving behind, the King of Cups. So there are a lot of deep, heavy emotions that you're going to be able to leave behind. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of like those deep emotional scars. By taking this first step, you're going to be able to leave that behind. It's like facing the wound. When we get these emotional scars, when we get these moments in our life where they leave us really wounded, especially in our heart, it's like this wound that is festering. And we feel, okay, if I just ignore it, it'll go away. There's that thing, time heals all. Yes and no. Time does heal it, but you do need to look at this trauma, this pain, like look into this wound in your heart, and you need to reach in and pull out the shrapnel and let yourself go through and feel that pain. And as somebody who's done it, it sucks. I'm not going to sit here and say this is a, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be great. It's not. But this is an integral part of your healing. And I really need you to know, I sincerely need you to know, you're strong enough to do this. You are strong enough to overcome this. There is a beautiful life ahead of you, but you just need to do the work. And it's very much like, don't think about anybody else. Don't think about these other people. I'm getting the energy of don't think about what they're doing. The person who has hurt you so deeply, the people who have hurt you so deeply, it could be like love or even like a parent. I'm like a friend. It's just there's a lot of hurt and a lot of trauma, and you need to focus on yourself and your healing and allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to feel the pain. If you feel like crying, let yourself cry, schedule it if you need to, but allow yourself to kind of like move through it as naturally as you can. Whatever you're feeling, honor it. Honor it, feel it, allow it to be. Rather than running from it, it's like you need to stand your ground and face it. And you're going to see it's going to suck, but then you're going to live. And there's been a lot of avoidance because we're all trying to avoid pain. But on the other side of that pain is our joys and experiences you would have never expected. And it's by working through all of this pain. Oh, look at me. I'm like way over here. By working through all of this pain, all of this trauma, all of this negativity, that you're able to see it for what it is, work through it, and come out on the other side. It's darkest before the dawn. You are in the twilight of this pain. So it is very much, like you're stumbling in the dark, but you just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how hard it is, and even taking it one day, one step, one moment, 1 second at a time. Just, breathe through it. Come back to yourself. Understand you're worthy of love. You are worthy of compassion and of empathy and all the good that is still yet to come. You're so deserving of it. You just need to, keep moving, keep trudging along. Even if it's like you're moving, like a zombie, a snail, trudging, barely making progress. Any progress is enough. Even if you're stopping, sometimes you just need to rest. So, the strengths that are serving you is justice. The universe wants you to know, God, the universe, spirit, wants you to know that there is a level of cosmic justice. The whatever pain this person has caused you, it will be karmically balanced. It is not your job to dole out anything. All you have to do is focus on your healing. The best revenge is success. There's no need to go out and enact anything on your behalf, because cosmically, spiritually, it's like that scene, I forget what movie it was, but it's Whoopi Goldberg, and like she was like married off when she was like 15, and then like her sister came and like they were able to like run away from them, like her husband, and like, or was it her sister? I don't know. Anyway, so Whoopi Goldberg movie, and she like says to the man, like when she's leaving, and he's like trying to come and like DV her to make her stay, and she's like, damn, like that. She's like, everything you've done to me is done to you. And she's able to let it go and leave and live her life. I forget what movie that is, but I did see that scene. But that's kind of the energy where you don't need to do anything. You don't even need to tell them. It'll all be taken care of. The scales of karma, the scales of justice balance themselves. You need to focus on your healing and yourself and just cancel out all the noise. Be selfish right now. It's the best thing for you. It's the best thing to do. When you're being like nice and, people pleasing, you are sacrificing and minimizing yourself for other people who are taking advantage of you. That does not serve you. They're not going to wake up one day and realize, oh my God, you've done so much for me. Let me repay you. No, these people are selfish. These people are like narcissistic. These people are very self-serving, and they're never going to see what you have done for them. They're never going to acknowledge what you've done for them. They're never going to acknowledge the sacrifices. Sorry about that. The sacrifices you have made for them. They're never going to wake up and, see the light. It's not in their nature. So, the near future, so with all of this, the Four of Swords is going to be a lot of rest. You are getting a ton of sword energy. So this is a journey that's definitely taking place in your mind. There's going to be a time in your life, I guess, with me calling to winter in the very beginning of this reading. This is going to be you're entering like this season of like winter. And so this is a time to like shutter the windows. You're preparing for a storm. And this is a time for internal reflection. This is a time to, sit by the fire and, take care of yourself, really rest deeply, recharge your batteries. It is a time for you to really get back to yourself, to recenter yourself. And I'm picking up on the fact that you've given a lot of focus, energy, and effort to other people. This other person who has hurt you, these other people who have hurt you, you have given way too much of yourself to people who have not deserved it. You need to be now nurturing and caring for yourself in the way that you've cared for these people, because they're not good people. They're never going to wake up one day and be like, oh my God, you've done not like they will wake up one day and be like, oh my god, you've come so far, and be envious of your success. But what I'm saying is they're never ever gonna wake up and be like, you've done so much for me, let me repay you. That is not in their wheelhouse. They're not that person. These are not those people. So, advice for you right now is the Chariot. This is a major arcana. The Chariot is the card of self-assured victory. This is victory that has come from your hands, from your blood, sweat, and tears. So the advice that the card is giving you, you will get out exactly what you put in. The more work, the more effort, the more you are putting into yourself, the more the payoff will be. So, like I've been saying, be selfish. Be somebody who you look out for yourself first. Do not sacrifice yourself. Do not expend any unnecessary energy, because people look at you as someone, you're very capable, you have a lot of skills and talent, and people are like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Unless you like want to, like sometimes you just do things because you're good at it and you're like, okay, whatever, I guess I'll help. If it's that feeling, cut it out. If this is a friend, this is a loved one, and you genuinely want to help them and like be there for them, great. But if your cup is empty, if your emotions aren't hitting properly, if you're just like, oh, like I don't have anything for myself, how can I give to others? Do not do it. Fill your cup up, rest, energize yourself first, and then be willing to help and do whatever for other people. But for right now, you're going to be achieving a victory at your own hands. So the more work you put in, the more effort you put in, the more, the more you work on yourself, the better the outcome will be for you. And it's like, how do I put this? It's like, the goal of it isn't, oh, I'm like, right now, it could just be like, okay, I want to get to a point you're restless, and I'm like, I'm over it. I'm 100% healed, and I'm never gonna have this problem again. And life kind of doesn't work like that. It's almost like by doing the healing and by putting yourself first, I can kind of relate this to myself, and I'm thinking this is why I was called upon to share this message, to be able to help other people with what this is. Because this is something I've like. It's been a big focus in my life right now, and it's something I've like come to understand, and something I'm working through myself, where I'm starting and learning to be more selfish, and I'm starting and learning to be more self-serving, because at the end of the day, the people who are going to value you are the ones who respect your boundaries. I'm allowed and I'm valid in being able to say, this is what I will do and this is what I won't do. Yes, no, especially. Being able to set those boundaries, and that's kind of what you're learning, are what your boundaries are. If it's been a romantic relationship that hasn't worked out, I'm getting this energy of like, when you're first dating somebody and you want it to be good, or you really, really like them, so it's almost like you're really like censoring yourself. You're trying to be the best version of yourself rather than what it would actually be like to be in a relationship with you. And kind of like everybody does that. We're like, oh, this is the best version of me. And this is the time when like red flags come out and you're just like, is that really the best version of them? And we almost like, really, girl, what I'm putting, not gender neutral, but it's like, this is just the way people are like, really, girl, you saw a red flag in this person and you're like, oh, I just wanted to work out, that you ignored it. And it's like, now that you've seen the red flag and you've lived it and you've been burned by it, it is permanently seared into your soul to be like, this is a problem. If I see the warning signs, I know, get out. Or like, not just get out, but more importantly, like, I'm going to address this so I can get to the core of it. Like, I'm going to address, hey, why were you rude to the waiter? Like, because that's like, that's a huge red flag. But being able to call it out, or like, sometimes you're like, oh, like, should I say something or should I just kind of like let it go? You're entering this phase of your life where you're able to say, that's not cool, and stand up not only for the waiter, but for your values and for your beliefs. You feel everybody, no matter where they are, is worthy of respect and being treated like a human being. That's the energy I'm channeling. I'm like feeling that from you. So with that, what are environmental factors that are going to be affecting this Knight of Cups? So this is you being like your own knight of in shining armor. You know what you need. You know what you need to heal. You know emotionally what fulfills and satisfies you, or even like you're feeling kind of lost right now. So it's getting back to a point of like romance yourself. This person could, or I know I'm leaning heavily into romance. I've got romance on the mouth. Romance on the mind. I'm like very, very like, oh, like big believer in love and all that. But this could also be like the two major energies I'm getting are like it could be a romance that didn't work out, or it could be like trying to heal from some sort of pain or wound that was caused by like a parent, a friend, some sort of like it's definitely a wound that has been inflicted on you by somebody else. So what I want you to know is whatever this person, this love that you were looking for with them, and it could be like a from a parental figure, like they weren't able to, like you're reflecting on your childhood and you're realizing, things weren't as good as you've just kind of like sugar coated them to be, and you're finally addressing it and you're working through this pain and this trauma. So what the environmentally you need to know is you need to be the person that hurt person needed. You're growing into that, like that which you need. There's a very healing quote for like trying to heal your inner child is like be who the child you were needed. Like be that person that wasn't there for you when you were a hurt child. Be that, and by being that, and like you've been through the pain, so you can see it in children who are suffering that same pain, so you can be that person to help them and be there for them where no one was able to be there for you. And so in that sense, you need to be the person, the love, the parent that wasn't there for you in order to heal your inner child. And it's very different than like dwelling on the past and harping on, you can't change the past. This is very different than that. This is acknowledging the pain and like even if it's like crying and shedding tears, you are mourning the loss of childhood. You are mourning the relationship. These tears are for that person who went through the pain. The pain is valid. Your pain is completely valid. And so all of these emotions are completely valid. You can mourn that, but also at the same time, uplift, learn, and grow, and allow yourself to heal naturally and like the way you need to heal. All right. Ooh. Oh my God. Sorry, I have my tarot card reading here. Okay. So hopes and fears. So the hopes and fears that'll be present in this are the devil. And this is a very appropriate card for hopes and fears because the devil is our dark nature. It is like, there's this beautiful quote. It's like the child who doesn't feel like the warmth of the communal fire will burn down the village to feel its warmth, right? That when we are so hurt and so scarred, we will do things that put us in danger and to our detriment. There's a beautiful card I have in one of my decks, and it's the devil card, and it's tied to the story of this person who felt really like shunned and neglected by their community. So they went to the forest and set the forest on fire to, to put them in danger because they wanted to be saved. But it's like they burned the forest down and themselves. And it was just like that is the nature of the devil card, where we give into these like really, really like toxic behaviors and these things that harm us, and it's coming from a place of wanting to heal. You are trying to find a way to heal. And honey, I was very, very, very to blame for this too, especially when I was a kid. I'm a middle child. I had an older brother and a younger brother, and my older brother and younger brother, like they always had a parent, like my mom and dad would always be with my older brother or my younger brother. And it was so weird because in my family, it's like we had like us, and then even my grandparents lived with us, but even my older brother and my younger brother, they were like with our grandparents too. Like they had a favorite between the two of them. And I was, especially as a kid, very like self-sufficient, self-reliant. My parents always said when I was a baby and I was sick, I would just sleep through the night. When I was young and I was sick, I would not like bother them. And they were like, for them, having three kids, three boys, and one child was very like self-sufficient. It was a godsend because they're like, okay, great, he doesn't need us. But it's like I needed them in different ways. And this was a healing road I had to take for myself. And, it's still something I'm working on and working with. But understand that we do these things. Like, I would do this thing where it's like I would feel like when I would want attention, I would like lash out. And like, like we'd be watching a movie as a family in the living room. And then I would like go and like sit by myself because I wanted to like somebody to be like, oh, come like be with us, because I wanted them to care. But like that never happened. They'd be like, okay, great, like, do your own thing. And it's coming from a sense of pain, and it's like the way we lash out, it's like almost the reaction of a hurt child, and needing to see that for what it is, and like being able to understand why you've done the things you've done. And it's coming from a place of hurt, and especially if it feels like really irrational, like why would an adult act like this or do that? It's coming from a place of like you become a hurt child. When people get mad, they're really acting out their pain. And when people scream and yell and throw tantrums and throw stuff, they're acting like a 5-year-old, because those scars are from when we're 5 years old, and we revert back to that, where we scream and yell and throw a tantrum and throw things and try to get in people's faces to get their attention, because it's like, how do you not see my pain? And people are like, oh my god, over it, right? So it's like we need to acknowledge our pain ourselves before we try to let anyone else do that. And understand you're in full control. The appearance of the devil in your hopes and fears simply ties to understanding that you're in control, that no matter how chaotic and whatever, and like how like you're these actions that are very like self-harming, these behaviors that end up hurting yourself more than others as a cry for help, you understand once you see it for what it is, which ties back to facing your demons, facing these monsters under the bed, and you see it for what it is. It's like you lashing out as a hurt child. It's easier to empathize with it, and it's very, very a lot easier, I'm saying for myself, to like see it for what it is and just almost like have pity for it and not engage with it, because it's like that's not who I want to be. And understand, no matter what has happened from the past and what you've undergone and went through, and like the things that you may feel shame about, every single day you wake up and you can choose exactly who you want to be. You don't have to be that person anymore. And if people hold you to that, that's completely fine, because it could be, these are the ways you've hurt them, but prove to them you're different with your actions. You don't have to hold yourself to that standard anymore. You don't have to be that person anymore, even if others expect that of you. It's like, okay, well, through my actions, I'm never going to be that person, that toxic, that negative again. So the potential outcome is the King of Pentacles. And this is a card I absolutely love seeing. This is like a sense of completion. And usually this is like a monetary financial card. But what it signals to is that this healing is the first step of the journey that'll get you to a place where you are feeling very, very secure. By healing your emotions, it's like, we all have these dreams of like how we want our lives to end up, and the energy I'm getting is that end goal you have for it, like how you see like your dream life, like not even like how you're going to get there, it's how you see your dream life, like that end goal, and like this is like what I want to blah 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 blah, and I want to feel like this, right? You taking this journey and you taking these first steps is what is going to get you to that dream goal. So it is the necessary work you're going to have to do to become the person who's worthy of your dream life. This was a really heavy reading. A lot has come forward, a lot of really deep, bearing of the soul. But I'm very happy to be able to be here and deliver this message. I'm very happy if you've been able to watch and sit and, be here through all of it. Ooh, I'm like, that took a lot out of me. I wanted to record maybe another video, but I'm like, probably not today. I want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube is rolling out a brand new hype feature that really helps small channels and creators like myself. If it's the hype feature, you might have seen it. It's over the comment button. It says hype up this video. So what that means is, like, it's a new feature YouTube is rolling out for creators with under 500,000 subscribers. If you like this video so much, you can hype it. You get 3 hypes every week and they reset, and that's on like every account you have. So if you like this video, you can hype it, and that helps to push this video in the algorithm to reach new people who you feel would like this content as well. So that's up for you to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. As always, hit the notification bell. I post new videos all the time. I'll drop these once I feel the energy, and I'm really excited to have you here and would love for you to stick around and to be here. If any of this resonated with you, I would love to continue reading your future and kind of like letting you know what's coming up in your life. So until next time, bye.